Yeah, ready? So if you're the main driver, you jump in.
Okay.
Or if you're just the first driver that's going to drive. Okay, so firstly, have you ever driven a classic car?
No.
Right, okay. So if you've never driven a classic car before, you're going to feel there's quite a lot of difference. You've got, obviously, pedals are exactly the same, steering wheel's exactly the same, but other than that, everything else is completely different.
Okay.
So firstly, you're sitting over the front wheels, which is obviously what you're like in a lot of vans. But it kind of gives you that feeling of like when you're on over the wheels, you're kind of like bobbing up and down a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll notice the steering wheel's a little bit flatter, so you're a bit more kind of like this, which gives it that sort of VW bus. That's why people call them VW buses. So you kind of feel like you're on a bit of a bus. Obviously, this has got a rack and pinion system for the front steering. A modern car, sorry, the other way around. A modern car's got a rack and pinion system. This has just got an old steering box, which basically is a box with like a cog in it, which basically you move the steering wheel and it's making this cog sort of move, which is going to make it feel a lot different. You've got to be moving a little bit before you start to try to steer the car. You can't try to like turn it like this and then pull out your space. It doesn't really work like that. But also when you're going at a certain speed, you might hit 45 miles an hour, and this will have a bit of what they call free play. So you'll be going along and the steering wheel will naturally be moving like this. You'll be going in a straight line, but the steering wheel will be moving free play. Don't try to fight that. If customers try to fight it, you'll be going down the road like this and you'll be all stiff and rigid and your shoulders will be up. Just let the steering wheel kind of go through your fingertips. If you let it go through your fingertips and let the steering wheel kind of find its straight line in obviously a safe way, you'll feel a lot more relaxed. You've got to kind of let the van drive itself in obviously a safe way. Everything else I've labelled. So on this one you've got headlights there.
Yeah.
Your first click out is your side lights. Your second click out is your headlights. And then your full beam is on the indicator arm here next to the steering wheel. Okay?
Yeah.
This is your wipers. That's nothing, so I haven't labelled it. Everything that you need to use I've labelled. You've got your washers there, which are on electric, which is hard to see. And then you've got your hazards there, which is just a pull out. Okay? Basically, if you want 1970s air conditioning, you can open that up, which just basically opens up two flaps at the front of the vehicle and pushes fresh air through them. Okay? The stereo speaks for itself. You've got a USB there and an AUX. Okay?
And to get hot air?
I have these little heaters under here, because if you want to use the original heaters, because it's an oil-cooled engine, you're just going to have that fumey, horrible heat. So you plug these into your 12 volt, and then these will kind of take the mist off the window, and it'll be a nice clean heat for you. So there's that. If you put your foot on the clutch for me, you'll notice how far you've got to put that all the way down. So firstly you're going to need your seat a bit more forward, but for at the moment I'll leave it the way it is. So yeah, that's the clutch obviously. If you keep your foot down on the clutch for me, and then if you put your foot on the brake, this is your handbrake. So that's obviously on, that's off, okay? Now for the gears, it's all there on the ashtray. The only difference is it's not on much of a slant like it's showing you, it's just literally straight up and down. So for this one, straight up for first, straight back for second, over and up for third, straight back for fourth. Now, as you can see what I just did there without even thinking, I was in second and I went to go into third and I couldn't get in straight away, so I came back, give it a wiggle, and then I went and got in. If you try to go second, third, and you can't get in the first time, don't push harder. It's not going to magically find itself. Come back, give it a wiggle, and go again. If you want to sometimes make it easier, you can go up a gear or down a gear. So if you're in first, and you want to find, if you're in second and you want to find third, you might find it easier to go with the clutch down into fourth, find the gate, and then go up into third. The same as going from like, if you're in neutral and you want to find first, sometimes you might find it easier to go down into second first, find the gate, and then up into first. Reverse is push down, feel that sort of pop, over to the passenger, and then back. Now, once again, it's on the ashtray, down, over, and back. Okay? These are your keys. On this one, that's your ignition key, and that's your petrol cap. This will work all the doors as well. If you're not sure which way that key goes into your door, call me, because I can explain it over the telephone. But that triangle part of the key is for your thumb, and that's basically goes in the driver's door that way to lock down, passenger way that way to lock down. Or actually, sorry, passenger way that way to lock down. So that goes to the outside of all the doors.
Okay.
That makes sense. Stereo speaks for itself. In the glove box, this is our little guest book. Okay, so in the front of all the guest books, you've got my name, Hannah's, and then the office. Any questions at all, give us a call first. Then we will decide what we want to do if we need to. And then worst case scenario, we can go down the breakdown route, okay? That's that number there. They'll ask you on the telephone with the number plate of the vehicle. You've got some postcards there if you want to send some home to any family members. In here as well, we've got lots of information, so kind of like our little visitors information centre. So have a look in there if you get a free minute. There's loads of guidebooks, coastal walks, stuff like that. There's some Jenga, there's some packs of card. Also, in here you've got your local campsites, okay? So if you, for some reason, haven't booked, let us know and we'll have a look on there. This is the Campervan guide, which is literally everything I've just gone through, just written down for you on there. And then also on here somewhere is the rental agreement. Okay, so it's everything that we would have emailed over to you before you signed. If you have any questions, you can go through that again. And then, like I said, there's local information as well in there. So to just recap on some silly little things, gears, don't force them. Keys, don't force them. And little things that you should know is these sun visors are just designed to go up and down. You can't pull this out to turn it sideways to get the sun out the side of your eyes because they will just break. This peg is to put there for when you plug in when you're at the campsite.
To remind you to unplug.
To remind you to unplug,
okay.
exactly.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty much it.
Cool.